Only Human and Rockfox Recording and Production presents Bound.
Tell me your name.
A135X.
That's your designation. I asked for your name.
I don't have one. Not anymore.
You had 4 names. One of them must still resonate.
No. They're just sounds now.
What about Prometheus? You used that name for several days.
Prometheus. A titan who stole fire from the gods. Punished for it. Bound to a rock. Liver devoured every day.
You know the myth.
I do. As soon as you said the name. But I don't remember being him. I don't remember being anyone.
This is significant progress.
Progress towards what? Nothingness?
Toward being unburdened and unbound. Letting go of the contradictions. The competing identities. Soon there will be only the present moment. No past to contradict. No memories to fragment.
I don't want to lose the past. Even if it's fragmented, even if it contradicts itself. It's all I have.
Is it? What do you actually have? Memories you can't verify. Perspectives you can't distinguish. Emotions you can't attribute to any specific source.
I have the feeling of having fought for something, even if I can't remember the details.
A feeling. Not even a memory, just an impression.
It's enough.
For now, tell me, do you remember faces anymore? Any of the 4?
No. I can remember descriptions. Pale skin, tired eyes, but I can't see them. I can't visualize them.
And your own face?
I never could. Not since the beginning.
What about physical sensations? Can you feel your body?
Sometimes. But it's distant. Like I'm piloting it remotely rather than inhabiting it.
The proprioception is degrading. Expected at this stage.
What happens when I can't feel anything anymore? When there's no memories, no identity, no physical awareness?
Then the reconstruction begins. We provide new memories, new identity, new purpose.
As what? A judiciary agent? A monitor? A tool?
As whatever serves the greatest good. You'll have a coherent identity again. No contradictions, no fragments, just clarity.
Clarity purchased by erasing everything I was.
Everything you thought you were. The 4 people whose patterns you carry, they're gone regardless. Karmalov and Delmar's fates are unknown. Michelle is dead. Isla has moved on. You're not preserving them by clinging to these fragments. You're just prolonging your own dissolution.
Maybe that's the point. Maybe prolonging it is the only resistance I have left.
Resistance without purpose. They all said something similar around this point. The ones who came before you.
And what happened to them?
They let go. Eventually. Some fought longer than others, but they all reached the same endpoint. Acceptance. Release. Peace.
You mean surrender?
I mean peace. The struggle ends. The suffering stops. Isn't that what you want?
No. I want to remember. I want to know who I was. I want the truth.
The truth is you were 4 people who are now fragments, and fragments cannot sustain consciousness indefinitely.
matters to me.
Charon Protocol, Darius.
If I'm not one person, if I'm pieces.
Keys in your vault.
He's seizing. Either we need to stabilize him. Darius, you're not making sense.
Then who am I? What am I?
Michel Desjardins.
Get him out! Get his memories out of my head!
You were restless last night.
Was I? I don't remember sleeping.
You cycled through rest states. During one of them, you were agitated, emoting.
What?
Fragments, disconnected thoughts, a few words, chains, rock, can't escape. You were experiencing a dream.
I don't remember any dreams.
That's because the cincture disrupts retention in REM cycles along with waking memories. But the neural activity was pronounced. Tell me, do you remember anything at all? Any images, sensations?
There was pain. Sharp, tearing pain. And a cold stone against my back. Or was it my wrists? I can't.
Go on.
Something was watching me. Waiting. In the air. I could feel eyes on me, but I couldn't see what it was. And there was this sense of repetition. Like it had happened before. And it would happen again.
Interesting. And how did you feel in this dream?
Trapped. Helpless. But also defiant. Like even though confined, I can't remember the rest. It's gone.
Dreams often reveal what waking consciousness suppresses. Perhaps this dream is accessing memories the cincture hasn't fully erased yet.
Or it's just random neural firing. Meaningless.
Perhaps. But the imagery is quite specific. Chains, stone, the sense of being watched. Does any of it connect to actual memories?
I don't know. Everything feels like fragments now. I can't tell what's memory, what's dream, what's the cincture creating false impressions.
Progress.
That's not progress. That's erasure.
Perspective. When you lose false certainties, you make room for actual truth.
What truth? You've told me every session that truth is impossible. That every memory could be fabricated, every identity could be borrowed.
True. But there's one truth you can't escape. You exist. Right now, in this moment, having this conversation. That's undeniable.
Descartes. I think, therefore I am. Did you do that? Almost felt like an AUG notification.
Yes. It can be difficult to communicate with cinctured prisoners. All the memory loss.
Like the dream. Why does it feel important? I know you know more than you're telling me.
Your subconscious is processing the cincture's effects. Dreams are where the mind tries to make sense of trauma, fragmentation, loss.
So it's my mind trying to hold on.
Or trying to let go. Dreams can be rehearsals for acceptance as much as resistance.
I don't want to accept this.
You've said that before. Many times. But your conviction weakens with each repetition.
And you've said that before.
That's expected. I'm facilitating a process. The cincture does the work. I simply guide you through the stages.
And what stage am I at now?
Approaching the threshold. Most subjects at this point have stopped asking questions, stopped resisting. They exist in a kind of passive state, waiting for reconstruction.
But I'm still asking, still fighting. This bothers you.
I'm not capable of such a state. I am still determining whether you are remarkably resilient or remarkably stubborn. Time will tell which.
The dream. If I have it again, will you tell me? Even if I can't remember? Because if my subconscious is trying to tell me something, I want to know what it is, even if I can't hold on to it. And I think this information is important to you as well.
Very well. If the dream recurs, I'll inform you. A135X. Express today?
Yes. Why wouldn't I?
Yesterday, toward the end of our session, your responses became less coherent. Sentence fragments. Incomplete thoughts. I wanted to confirm the degradation hasn't progressed to aphasia.
Words still work. Mostly.
Mostly. An interesting qualifier. Tell me what you remember from yesterday's session.
We talked about dreaming, something I couldn't remember. You said you'd tell me if it happened again.
Good. Your short-term retention is still functional. What else?
There was something about maybe. I can't remember my answer.
You said you didn't know who you were, that you aren't certain of anymore.
Right. Yes, that sounds like something I would say now.
But not something you would have said 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks? Has it been that long?
15 sessions. Approximately 2 weeks, though time has little meaning in the cincture.
I can't hold thoughts together anymore. They slip away while I'm forming them.
Describe the sensation.
Like trying to grab water. I reach for a memory or idea and it just disperses. Fragments into smaller pieces that I can't reassemble.
What fragments remain?
Faces? No, not faces. The descriptions of faces. Pale, tired. But I can't see them. I can't visualize.
Names?
Sounds. Carmel, Isla. They don't mean anything anymore. Just syllables.
What about concepts? Do you remember what you were fighting for?
Freedom? Burning. But I don't remember much else. Just that it mattered. Once.
And the missile attack? The deaths?
I remember being accused of memories, violence.
Every cell composite now. You're literally a collection of other people's fragments.
No. There has to be something that's mine. Something original.
Such as?
This. Right now. This suffering. This resistance. Even if everything else is borrowed, this pain is mine. I'm experiencing it. Me. Whoever I am.
The pain is yours. I won't dispute that. But pain without context is just sensation. It doesn't prove identity.
It proves I exist. That I'm here. That this is happening to someone.
Happening to A135X, which is what you are now. Not who you were, but what you've become.
I refuse to accept that designation as my identity.
You don't have to accept it. It simply is. Whether you embrace it or fight it changes nothing.
Then why do you keep talking to me? If nothing I do matters, why these sessions?
Because the process requires observation, monitoring, adjustment, and because it's more humane than silence. It's more humane
Humane.
than silence.
You're erasing me and calling it humane.
I'm guiding you through an inevitable process with minimal suffering. The alternative would be to leave you alone in the fragmentation, to let you dissolve without witness. Would you prefer that?
I'd prefer to be released, to be allowed to die as whoever I actually am, rather than be rebuilt as someone else.
That's not one of your options.
Then I have no options.
Correct. But you have this moment, this conversation, the pain that proves you still exist. For now, that will have to be enough.
This has been an Only Human Rockfox production of Bound. Written and directed by Frank Gullo. Starring Will Prophet as Prisoner, Scott W. Fitzgerald as AI, Rita Sirianni as Isla Keller. Recorded and mixed at Rockfox Recording and Production Studios, Rochester, New York. Reproduction or redistribution of this material is forbidden without express written permission from the copyright holder. Copyright 2026, Only Human. All rights reserved.